Hello, my name is Chris Kline from Discount Aquarium in Tempe, Arizona. One of the questions we often get is, how can I get my clowns to host an anemone? There's lots of different methods that you will find for this. However, this one is the best method. It will work every time, so that's the one we're going to show you. What you're going to need is you're going to go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby or any needlepoint or craft store. You buy this sheet, which is used for needlepoint. Just ask them where that section of the store is. They sell this in a lot of different sizes. So if you need a bigger tube than we're going to build today, you can buy a larger piece of this. These are only about 85 cents for this size. You're also going to need some zip ties. These are little 5-inch zip ties. We're going to be using 4 of those. They're small, so you can fit them through these needlepoint holes. We're also going to use a few larger zip ties for the application. These you have to use a hole punch. Punch yourself little bigger holes to be able to slip them through your sheet. And we're going to use, for some weighting, we're going to use some little ceramic biomedias. Anything that's a weight will work, but these are just easy. They have a hole so you can slip a zip tie through them and tie them on. We're going to build a tube out of this sheet right here. And that's going to give us a space, about a 5-inch tube. Good enough for small, medium anemones. If you have something larger, you're going to want to make that tube larger. We take one of the small zip ties. We're going to fold this over here. And then we're on one end, we're going to come into the square. You'll want to kind of look at what hole you're poking this thing through, so that you can get it through the same area on the other side when you're making your tube. Then we're going to come over to the other side here. I'm going to pick that same hole in the grid that I did for that one. I'm going to poke this through. If you have even smaller zip ties, it'll be a little bit easier. I've got a little bit of an overlap there by coming through this, and then I'm going to just hook my zip tie. Then I'm going to cinch that thing up, make sure these are folded on top of each other. I'm going to zip my zip tie up to connect those two pieces together, make sure it's good and tight. Then I'm going to come about to the middle. I'm going to take another zip tie. I'm coming down 3 squares here with my zip tie. So then when I poke this through, and I come to the other side, I'm going to get that thing in position, and then I'm going to come 3 down for this side as well. I'll take my zip tie and insert it through the other side here. We'll come 3 down. Hopefully, if I did that right, we're fairly lined up there. Then we're going to insert this one. We're going to go ahead and tie our tube up. Pull that tight. Then we just got one more to do on the other side. Insert my zip tie here. Come through. Pick the same hole on this one. Come through with my zip tie, flip this over, and we're going to cinch this side up, flatten it out, cinch it up. Then we're just going to take a pair of scissors here, and we're going to cut these guys a little bit smaller. I left my scissors over here. I'll be right back. We're just going to cut off the extra with our scissors, so those aren't poking out. We make 3 cuts there. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to make a lid for this. I've cut a piece of square here from another piece of this, make it slightly larger than the tube. You can always trim off the sides if you want to make it look nicer, however you want to do it. Then what I'm going to do is, on one side here, I'll just come down a couple squares. Actually, I want to use my small one. Come down a couple squares. Go ahead and insert that through. Come up with that. And we're going to take this and we're going to come in a couple, 3 squares as well. Pull that guy through. And we're going to cinch this one up. Cinch that up tight for our lid. And trim it. Next, we're going to have one more small zip tie for this. This is a weight to go ahead and hold this lid down. You can use a couple of them if you want. Basically, just needs to be so that thing is not flopping around. Open it up to let the clown out, so you can get it open still for feeding. We're going to take this one and we're going to put our weight onto it right there. And just tie that one up right here. That's going to be a little weight for your top of your tube. We'll trim it off. A couple more steps we got here. We're going to need openings at the bottom. These are swim throughs. The purpose of this tube is it's going to cause the clown to want, he's going to be trapped in there. His only way out is to swim down really close to the anemone's tentacles and get out or go into the anemone. Sometimes you have to put that clown in there again a few times until he gets used to proximity to that anemone swimming down through, and then he will start hosting. We're going to come down to the bottom. We're going to slice up a little ways. You want this to be high enough so it's just above the anemone's tentacles, so that he can actually swim out without needing to get completely involved with that anemone. So I've cut this, and then I'm going to cut this piece off. Then we're going to do the same thing over here on this other side. We're going to cut ourselves a little swim through here. We notch that, get a little bit taller. And again, you have a bigger anemone, you're going to build a bigger tube. You're going to cut these swim throughs a little bit higher so that the anemone's tentacles are not too far down, so that clown still needs to come pretty close to that to get out. Now, because you have power heads and things like that, you're going to need a little weight in here on the bottom in order to weight this thing down. Because I'm using the bigger zip ties, you could use smaller and probably get away with not doing it, but I'm just going to punch a little hole right here. I'm going to come over a couple inches. These things are always fun. Over here, I'm going to punch another hole. I'm going to get that out of there. Then I'm going to take a zip tie like this. I'm going to stick this guy through there like that. I'm going to come down through, back up through that other hole, just like so. Then I'll go ahead and take another one of these, slip it in on that other side. I'm going to cinch up my zip tie, just like so. I'm going to cut off my excess. You're going to do the same thing on the other side to add some weight. And you can see this wants to flop up a little bit, but with playing with it, you can get it to stay down, or you could have put more weight on it he's not going to try and push the lid up. He can't really see that well through here. He sees better down towards the anemone. And there you have it. Once you've got those weights on the other side, you slip this tube down over your anemone, you lift the lid up, you place the clown in the anemone tube, and again, you may need to replace him a few times after he gets used to swimming out down near that anemone, and you'll have a hosting clown in no time. Thanks for watching today. If you ever have any questions, please look us up online, Discount Aquarium Fish and Reef. You'll find our Instagram, our YouTube channel, which has this and many other videos. You'll find our website, you'll find our Facebook page, you'll find Instagram, all that good stuff. You'll find our phone number, you'll find our email. You can get to us through any of those medias and ask us any question you have. If you have a video you'd like us to put together on a certain topic, we'd be happy to try and do that as well. Again, thanks for watching.